Hey yogis, Amanda here with North Loft. Thanks for tuning in and practicing with me today. If you're new to yoga, this is good. Some slow, juicy, squishy poses going on. If you haven't developed practice, again, there's something here for you as well. So let's get started. Start by finding a comfortable seat. You can sit on your heels, sit cross-legged, or with your legs out in front. Roll your shoulders down and back, sit tall, and rest your palms either face up or face down in your lap. Close your eyes and start to breathe. Just take a couple of natural inhales and exhales without adding too much control to your breath. Letting the details of your day or your evening fade away into the background. Take a deep breath in through your nose and open your mouth, sigh your breath out. Do this a few more times, breathing in through your nose, filling up through your entire upper body, and breathing out through your mouth, releasing it all. Rolling your shoulders around a little bit to clear it out. Now start to breathe in and out through your nose once again. Maybe layer on your Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. Feel free to place your palms on your lower belly, and as you breathe into your hands. As you breathe out, draw your lower belly in towards your lower back. And again, breathe in, press into your hands, press your hands away. And as you breathe out, cinch it back in. Breathe in, open up from the lower belly, and breathe out, draw it back in. Placing your palms now just above your belly button, so right below your ribs. And again, like before, breathe into your hands. Press your hands away from your belly. And as you breathe out, draw your front ribs back in. Press the air out as you exhale. Inhale, press into your hands. Open up, expand through the sides of your waist. And breathe out, draw it back in. So each breath in, you're expanding through the entire upper body. And each breath out, you're settling into the space you've just created. Take another breath here. And placing your palms now on your heart. As you breathe in, breathe into your hands, breathe into your heart space. And as you breathe out, allow your shoulders to get heavier and soften towards the floor. Breathe in, get taller through the top of your head, and breathe in through your heart. And breathe out, soften. Take a couple of breaths here, just allowing yourself to feel your heart beating. Release your palms back down in your lap. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. If you practice the Ujjayi breath, you can begin to layer that on as well, just by making a little sound as you breathe in and out through your nose. Stay with your breath. Set the intention to remain focused on your breath throughout your practice today. And if you like, as you breathe in and out through your nose, feel free to do some slow motion neck circles, just clearing out any junk, any buildup of stress and tension all around the tops of the shoulders, the back of the neck, the sides. and go slower than you normally do. Go slower than you want to. Slowly come back through center. Take your arms up overhead with your next inhale. And as you exhale, take a stretch to your right. Bring your right hand down, left fingertips reach to the right. As you breathe in, come back through center. Take your arms up overhead and stretch to the other side as you exhale. Inhaling, take both arms back up overhead. This time, wrap your arms around and behind you. Maybe interlace your hands, maybe not. If your hands are interlaced, bend into your elbows, get tall, roll your shoulders back. Maybe tip your head back here if it's okay for your neck. Release your hands. Make your way onto your back. Draw both knees into your chest. Rock from side to side for just a moment. You can stay here if that feels good. If you want to take it a little bit farther, wrap your hands around the backs of your thighs. Feel free also to come into your happy baby pose, reaching for the outsides of your feet if it's there for you today. Allow your lower back to uncurl by stretching your tailbone towards the floor and keeping your shoulders anchored. Extend your left leg out. Keep your right leg in your happy baby pose. Breathe into your inner left thigh. And as you breathe out, let your right hip get heavier. Hold here for another breath or two. And then as you release your right foot, take your right knee over to the left, stacking your hips, and stretch your right arm out straight, coming into a twist. If this doesn't feel good or if it pinches your lower back, come out of the twist. As you breathe in, think of getting longer in the right side of your body, stretching your right hip away from you. And as you breathe out, let your hips get heavier. Stay here for a few breaths. Just allow your body to open as you breathe. Bring your right knee back through center, hug your left knee in to meet, and maybe come back into that happy baby. Just switching sides after a rock side to side. Extend your right leg out straight. Bring your palm to the top of your right thigh. Keep your left knee in. Think of drawing your left knee towards the floor as you open up and breathe into your inner right thigh. As you breathe out, let your left hip get heavier. Releasing your left foot now, draw your left knee in towards your chest and all the way over to the right, taking your twist. Stacking your hips, extend your left arm out straight to the side and gaze over towards your left fingertips. As you breathe in, get longer in the left side of your body. Stretch your left hip away. And as you breathe out, let your hips get heavy. And slowly bringing your left knee back, bring your right knee in to meet. Again, rock from side to side here for a moment. Maybe do some circles with your knees, going in one direction and then going the other direction a few times. Just loosening up. And then rocking forward and back a couple of times. Make your way into your puppy pose. So similar to a child's pose, keep your hips lifted high, let your heart be heavy towards the floor. Just imagine your heart is made of solid gold, allowing it to sink into the mat. Feel free to keep your chin on the mat if it's okay for your neck. Otherwise, place your forehead on the mat. Let your tailbone reach towards the back corner of the ceiling as your heart reaches towards the floor, stretching the inside of your arms. Making your way forward now onto your belly. Keep your forearms down. Grip your fingertips into the mat and pull the mat back towards your rib cage as you send your heart forward. Roll your shoulders down and back and keep the top of your head reaching towards the sky. Finding your Sphinx pose. Toes are pointed back. Take a deep breath in. Send your heart forward. And slowly start to release. Bring your chin toward your chest to loosen and soften. Press into your palms and make your way back to your first downward dog. Get some wiggles out in your downward dog. You can pedal through your feet here. I like to roll my shoulders around a little bit, shrugging them up towards my ears and rolling them down and back. Think of wrapping your shoulder blades around your armpits and pressing into your toe mounds, lifting your toes maybe for a breath. Just finding a nice, easy downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe close your eyes. Notice where you feel this the most. As you breathe in, roll forward to a plank pose, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, and then send your hips up and back once again for downward dog. Stepping all the way to the top of your mat now, find a forward fold. Go nice and slow here. Allow your upper body to drape down over your legs. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. And just let your body lengthen. Allow some space between your feet. Feel free to reach for opposite elbows. Reach the top of your head towards the floor and close your eyes. And again, feel into your body. Notice where you feel this. Notice where the sensations are the loudest or the brightest. Make movement if you need it. Feel free to sway. Or feel free to stay still. Releasing your fingertips back down towards the floor. As you breathe in, begin to lift up halfway. So find some length in your spine here, whether that's touching the mat or touching your shins. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to fold back in. Take a couple of breaths here, just allowing your spine to grow longer as you inhale, and to soften and lengthen as you exhale. With your next inhale, bring your hands onto your hips, come into a flat back, and as you exhale, bend into your knees, rise all the way up to standing. Extend your arms down by your sides with your palms face forward in your Tadasana mountain pose. Take a moment, feel your feet into the floor. Get taller through the top of your head. And with your next inhale, take your arms up overhead. Gaze up to your thumbs. And exhale, swan dive forward. Lead with your heart as you come right back down to your fold. And on your inhale, lift halfway to a flat back. Exhale, come right back in and fold. As you breathe in, take a slight bend in your knees, rise back up to standing. And as you breathe out, bring your arms back to your sides for your mountain pose. Inhale, take your arms back up, gaze to your thumbs, and exhale, lead with your heart as you dive forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway. And again, breathe out, fold, release. Inhale, bend into your knees as you rise up. Gaze up to your thumbs, and exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathing in, arms reach up overhead, get really long here. Exhale, come into your cactus arms, so bend your elbows and reach them down and back as you send your heart forward. Take a deep inhale breath. And as you exhale, dive forward, release your arms down. Inhaling to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up, reach both arms up overhead, gaze to your thumbs. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, come back into your cactus arms, open up. Take a deep breath in and dive forward as you exhale. Breathing in, lift up halfway. This time as you breathe out, bend into your knees and step back. Lower your knees, belly, and chest to the floor. Untuck your toes. Walk your hands back in line with your ribs, keeping your shoulders back. And as you breathe in, lift up through the top of your head. Find a baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift up again. Squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up through the top of your head. Engage through the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, press into the mat. Find your child's pose. Round over your legs. As you breathe in, round forward to your hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward dog. With your breath in, extend your right leg behind you. Get long through the front of your right leg. Bend your knees, stack your hip to the left. Maybe do some circles with that right knee. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Maybe give your elbow a tap. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring your right knee again towards your right elbow. Inhale, send it up and back. One more time, bring your knee towards your elbow, squeeze it in. Now step your right foot between your hands and lower your left knee to the mat. With your breath in, take your arms up overhead as you rise to your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. You can stay here if you like, maybe gazing up towards the sky. Maybe take your left arm back, reaching for your left calf. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Framing your right foot, come into your half split. So send your hips back and lift your right toes to the sky. You may want to use a block or maybe a couple of books underneath your hands for leverage. Allowing yourself to find space in your body with each breath in, finding length, maybe even straightening out the arms, and with each breath out, folding in. If you want more, take your left hand to your right shoulder and stretch your left elbow towards your right big toe. This is just an option. Lower both hands down and walk yourself forward on your inhale. Exhale, step back to your plank pose. Lower your knees, belly, and chest. As you breathe in, find your baby cobra. Lift up through the top of your head. And exhale to your child's pose. Inhale, round forward to your table pose. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. As soon as you begin to breathe in, extend your left leg up and back. Get long through your left thigh. Bend your knee, stack your hip to the right. Maybe do some circles with that left knee opening up, loosening up through the hip crease. Slowly bringing your left knee towards your left elbow, just give it a tap. Inhale, send your leg back. And exhale, squeeze and squish. Tap your left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, squeeze it in. This time, step your left foot through. Lower your right knee to the mat. And as you breathe in, stretch your arms up overhead. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Again, you can gaze up or forward, whatever feels good for your neck. And if you want more, take your right arm back for your right thigh. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Send your hips back and lift your left toes. Use your blocks or use your books. Find space with each inhale. Move into that space with each exhale. If you want more, for your last breath or two, take your right hand to your left shoulder and stretch your right elbow towards your left big toe. Keep reaching your toes high. Releasing your right hand down, walk your hands forward on your breath in and step back, lower down as you breathe out. Inhale, find your cobra, lift up through the top of your head, and exhale to your child's pose. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Tiptoe, step, hop, walk all the way back to your forward fold. Let your body just be soft. And as you breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, bring your right hand to your lower back. Bend into your left knee, keep your right leg straight, and start to open your chest towards the right. Gaze can be up to the ceiling. If you want more, take your right arm to the sky or maybe wrap it around for your left hip. This gets into the right side of your leg, all along the IT band. It's a nice stretch. The deeper you bend into your left knee, the more you'll feel this. If the floor is far away, use a block or books. Take one more breath. And on your exhale, bring your right arm down, straighten both legs, shake it out. Inhaling, lift halfway. And exhale, place your left hand on your lower back as you bend into your right knee, keeping your left leg straight. Open up towards the left side of the room and take your arm to where you need it today. You can reach up or over for your right hip. Again, the deeper you bend into your opposite knee, the more you'll feel this in that other leg. With your next inhale, take your arm up and exhale back to your fold. Shake out your legs. Breathing in, lift halfway. Breathe out, fold right back in. As you breathe in, rise all the way to standing. Stretch your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, once again, cactus arms, open up. Take a deep breath in. This time as you exhale, reach your arms back behind you. You have the option of pressing your palms towards one another, or if the flexibility is there today, interlace your hands. Keep your elbows bent and squeeze your elbows towards one another. Take a deep breath in and exhale, dive forward. Hands can stay at your lower back or hands can stretch away. Big inhale. And big exhale out. Release your hands down, release your shoulders. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, step back and lower down. Elbows back. Inhale, lift to your cobra. Exhale to your child's pose. Round forward as you breathe in, table. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward dog. Breathing in, float your right leg back, and breathing out, bend your knees, stack your hip open. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, send your leg back, open your hips. Exhale, knee towards your elbow. Inhale, reach your leg back. Once again, knee towards your elbow. Step your right foot through, lower your back knee down. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up. Find your Anjaneyasana. Again, you can stay here or reach your left arm back for your left calf. Cartwheel your hands towards the mat. Find your half split. Send your hips back and lift your right toes as high as they'll go for 3 rounds of breath here. As you breathe in, straighten your arms, lengthen your spine. And breathing out, reach your collarbone towards your toes. And again, feel free to take that variation, reaching your left elbow towards your right big toe, just to get into this stretch deeper. Walk your hands forward as you breathe in, tuck your back toes, and step it back. Feel free to flow through a Vinyasa, lowering to Chaturanga and inhaling to your upward dog. Again, this is just an option. If lowering knees, belly, chest works for you, stick with it. Float your left leg back as you breathe in and stack your hips as you breathe out. Take a deep breath in and exhale, knee towards your left elbow. Send your leg back, stack your hips on your inhale. Exhale, squeeze and squish your elbow and your knee in. Inhale, send it back. And exhale, squeeze it in. Step your left foot through, right knee comes down. Anjaneyasana, low lunge as you inhale. You can stay here or reach your right arm back for your calf. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and find your half splits. Lift your left toes to the sky. Take 3 rounds of breath here, moving with your breath. So as you inhale, make room for your breath. Open up and expand through your abdomen. And breathing out, squish, pull your navel towards your spine. Right hand can come to your left shoulder as you stretch your elbow towards your big toe. With your next inhale, walk your hands forward to frame your left foot and step it back. Either find your Vinyasa or send your hips to downward dog. Slowly begin to walk, tiptoe, step, hop back to the top of the mat, coming to your fold. And as you breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out, fold right back in. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Stretch your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, draw your hands to your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, arms back up, get long. Exhale, cactus arms, open up. This time, send the weight into your right foot and bend into your knees, crossing your left leg over your right. Feel free to stay here, or if you can, maybe wrap your left toes around your right calf. Left arm will wrap underneath the right as you twisty tie the arms towards one another. Feel free to grab onto opposite shoulders if reaching for your palms is not an option. Focus on keeping your back straight and stretching your elbows forward to open up through that space between your shoulder blades. Find stillness in this pose by listening to and focusing on your breath. With your next inhale, unwind your arms. Reach them up and let your left knee follow. Exhale, back to your cactus arms, both feet flat. Send the weight into your left foot this time. Bend into your knees a little and cross your right leg over your left. Feel free to wrap your toes, but if that doesn't work for you today, let it go. Right arm will wrap underneath the left. Give yourself a hug here by grabbing opposite shoulders or twisty tie your forearms. Stretch your elbows away from your body as you allow your sitting bones to reach towards the floor. Get taller through the top of your head with your inhale. And breathe out slow and steady to find stillness. If you wobble, allow yourself to wobble without taking it personal. Inhale, unwind, extend your arms up. Exhale back to your cactus arms, both feet flat. Reach your arms behind you, maybe interlace your hands, bend into your elbows. And exhale, dive forward. Take a deep breath in, find some length in your spine. And as you exhale, fold in even more. Release your arms down, fingertips towards the mat. Breathe in, again lift halfway. And breathe out, step it back and lower down. Inhale to your cobra or upward dog. And exhale, take it back to child's pose or directly to downward facing dog. Round forward if you're in child's pose. Exhale, lift your hips. Right leg floats back as you inhale and bend your knee, stack your hip. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg back, stack your hips. Knee towards your nose this time, squeeze it in. Inhale, send your right leg up and back. Exhale, twist across your body towards your left elbow. This time, roll to the inside edge of your left foot. Maybe walk your foot in so that you can lower the outside edge to the mat. Coming into a side plank pose or variation, you can wrap your foot around the top of your thigh. Bring your left hand to the mat. Now roll to the outside edge of your left foot. Keep your legs in this shape. If keeping your foot in the front of your thigh does not feel good, come into tree legs. So place your foot to the inner thigh. Maybe lift your foot high. Grab onto your knee with your right hand, and we're going to step forward. Step your back foot in to bring your heel down. Point your toes slightly out and reach your arms up overhead for warrior one. Take a deep breath in. And you can stay here or again, maybe reach that left arm back for your left leg. Sending the back of your heart high to the sky. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Begin to straighten through your front leg. Now you may want to use your books or a block here, or possibly step your back foot in if your hamstrings are tight. Feel free to keep a soft bend in your front knee as well. And again, move with your breath here. So as you inhale, straighten your arms. And as you exhale, fold in. Stay for at least 3 rounds of breath to really feel this in your body. Maybe lift your toes if you want more sensation. And as you inhale, bend into your front knee, step it back to plank pose, either lower chaturanga or knees, belly, and chest. Inhale to your back bend, and exhale to downward dog. Float your left leg back as you inhale. Bend your knee, stack your hip open. Take a deep inhale breath, get longer. And exhale, left knee to left elbow. Breathe in, send it up and back, stack your hips. Breathing out, knee towards your nose. Inhale, send your leg up and back, open up. And exhale, twisting across the body, knee towards your right elbow. Roll to the inside edge of your right foot. Coming into your side plank pose. Again, if this doesn't feel good to you, feel free to lower that other knee down towards the mat. Placing your right hand down, roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Come into your variation of this pose. Take your left hand, reach for your left knee, and guide your left foot up. Warrior one pose. Step your back foot in, release the heel down to the mat, and rise on your inhale as you take your arms up overhead. Again, you can stay here or maybe take your right arm back for the right leg. Move slowly through these poses. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat, pyramid pose. Again, make the adjustments that you need here. Breathing in, get long through your spine, and breathing out, fold in. Lift your toes if you want a little bit more. Bending into your left knee as you inhale. Step it back to plank pose as you exhale and lower down. Inhale, lift through the top of your head. Exhale, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Slowly begin to make your way back up to the top of the mat. Finding your forward fold here, sway from side to side. Feel free to take your feet a little bit wider than normal. Breathing in, lift up halfway, and breathing out, fold in. Inhale, rise back up to standing. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, open up. Once again, send the weight into your right leg, bend into your knee, come into your eagle here. Cross your left leg over your right. Left arm wraps underneath your right. Reach your elbows forward. And this time, feel free to bring your elbows and your knees to maybe touch here, crouching in, squeezing in, pulling the navel towards the spine, pressing out all of the air to round and squeeze and squish inward. As you breathe in, rise back up, unwind your arms, let your left knee follow. Exhale back to your cactus arms, left knee plants. Send the weight into your left foot, other side, crossing your legs. Right arm wraps underneath the left. Take your time coming into these poses, and if you fall out, that's okay. Allow yourself to stay here, or again, maybe start to squish it inward. Knees and elbows maybe touch, maybe even tucking your chin to your chest, really rounding in, crouching eagle. As you start to breathe in, unwind, stretch your arms up overhead, reach your right knee high, exhale back to your cactus arms, both feet flat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, get long in your spine. And exhale, step it back to plank pose, lower to the earth. Breathe in, lift up, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, lead with your hips downward facing dog. Right leg reaches high, inhale. Bend your knee, stack your hip open as you exhale. Get longer through your right leg here. Think of stretching your right knee high. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Keep your back knee lifted and inhale. And as you exhale, bend into your elbows and sink your heart towards the mat. Breathe in, straighten your arms, lift. Exhale, sink like a little push-up here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, sink. This time, lower your back knee down and soften into your stretch. There are lots of options here for the stretch. You can stay here. You can grab a block or some books and place it under your forearms. Maybe even roll to the outside edge of your front foot. Just be mindful that your toes are in the same direction as your knee. If this doesn't feel good, come back up to your palms and place your foot flat on the floor. Allow your heart to melt as that space between your shoulder blades melts. Place the block or props to the side, come back up to your palms. Tuck your back toes. Or point your back toes and start to bend into your back knee as you reach your opposite arm, your right arm, towards your left foot. Gaze can be back, can be forward, it can be down, whatever feels good for your neck here. Again, this is just an option. Bring your right hand to meet your left if you're reaching for the bind. Tuck your back toes and walk around to the back of the mat. So bring your hands now to come to the inside of your left foot. Back knee is lifted as you inhale. Exhale, sink into your elbows. Inhale to lift. Exhale, sink. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Lower your right knee down to the mat and find your stretch. This side may be a little different from the other side, so just honor where you're at. As you breathe in, find space in the middle of your back. And as you breathe out, allow your heart to reach towards the floor. You can stay here or come up to your palms. And again, bend into your back knee. Flex or point your back foot and reach that opposite arm, this time your left arm towards the right foot. If you don't make the connection, that's okay. This is just an option. It's just a different variation. And slowly releasing your back foot if you have it. Bring your left hand to meet your right. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Walk your hands all the way back around to the front of your mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left and flow through your Vinyasa, making your way back to your downward facing dog. Left leg kicks high as you inhale. Bend your knee, stack your hip, open up here. Send your knee high to the sky. And as you exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. This time, press your left shoulder and your left knee into one another. Spin your back heel down and start to reach your right arm up towards the sky as you open your chest and open your hips to the right, coming into your side angle pose. Arm can reach straight up or over your right ear. Your gaze can be toward your palm or down towards the floor, depending on how your neck feels. Keep squeezing and squishing your left shoulder and your left knee towards one another. Take one more breath and then slowly reach your right arm down to meet your left. Walk your hands around towards the center of your mat. Parallel your feet. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold in toward your legs. You have lots of options here in this pose. You can just allow yourself to dangle. Feel free to reach for the outsides of your feet and bend into your elbows as you draw the top of your head towards the floor. To reach the outsides of your feet, feel free to walk your feet in a little bit closer too. Just be mindful again of how this feels in your lower back and the back of your legs. Stay here for a couple of breaths and breathe into the middle of your back. As you breathe out, allow your inner thighs to reach towards the wall behind you. With your next inhale, release any bind that you have and walk your hands around to the back of your mat, coming to the inside of your right foot. Again, press your right shoulder into your right knee and vice versa. Spin your back heel down and reach your left arm up, coming into side angle on this side. Arm can reach up and over your left ear. Gaze can be up or down depending on how this feels in your neck. If this is too much on your wrist, come into a fist and press your knuckles into the floor. Bring your left hand down and now walk back around to the front of your mat as you make your way back to downward facing dog. Lower down on your exhale. And as you inhale, lift up through the top of your head. Exhale, lead with your tailbone up and back, downward dog. Again, tiptoe, step, hop, walk. Make your way to the top. Taking deep breaths in and full cleansing breaths out. Allow yourself to just hang out in a forward fold, or if you like, walk your hands up underneath your feet, bringing your toes to your wrist creases. For a deeper sensation, press your toes into your palms and lean forward out of the heels. If this is too much, grab onto opposite elbows. Stay here for a couple of breaths and close your eyes. Again, notice where the sensations are the brightest And as you breathe in, breathe into and onto those areas, making the sensation feel brighter. Release your palms if you have the bind. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold in. Bend into your knees, come all the way down to a seat. Extending your left leg out straight, keep your right knee bent, and create a little bit of space between your right foot and your inner left thigh. Hugging your right knee as close as you can to your body, get tall as you breathe in. Take your arms up overhead, get even taller, and as you exhale, fold and reach towards your left foot. At the same time, keep hugging your right knee back, maybe beyond your right shoulder. You can stay here and stretch, or if you like, reaching for the bind, take your right arm out, turn your thumb face down, and reach around your right shin. Maybe reaching the left arm around to connect. Again, this is just an option. You don't have to do it. Taking full breaths in. Slow, steady breaths out, squishing out the air, pulling the navel towards the spine. Slowly begin to release the bind if you have it. Reach your arms up overhead. Stay there with your upper body and switch legs. Hugging your left knee and as close as you can, reach up. And as you exhale, reach and fold over your right leg. Hug your left knee back beyond your left shoulder, really anchoring in and engaging. You can stay here or again take the bind, turning your thumbs down towards the floor, palms face out, and reaching around. Hugging your left shin with your left arm and reaching your right arm around to connect. Keep your gaze lifted towards your toes so that your neck stays long. And very slowly begin to release the bind, reach your arms up overhead. This time extend both legs out straight, flex your feet, press your heels away, and as you breathe out, slowly begin to fold in over your legs. As you take your arms down, don't worry about touching your feet. You can bring your hands to the mat, or your shins or your thighs. Maybe shift from left to right, sending your sitting bones out from underneath you. For those of you who can reach your toes, if you want more of a sensation, reach your right hand for your left foot and your left hand for your right foot, crisscrossing your arms. Bend into your elbows and draw your upper body in towards your legs. Squish and squeeze and wring it out. And although we're squishing in the front side of our body, use your back ribs, your back lungs to breathe. So as you inhale, breathe into the middle of your back and open and expand. And breathing out, pull the front of your body towards your legs. Releasing your feet, rise back up. Bending into your knees, scoot up a little bit on your mat so you have some space behind you and roll onto your back. Draw your knees in with you, rock from side to side, and then extend your legs up towards the sky. Flex or point your toes, your choice here. Keep both legs extended, and then interlace your hands behind your head, elbows to the sides. As you breathe in, lift your tailbone off the mat, lift your toes to the sky. Breathing out, crunch up and hold. Hold here as you breathe in, and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, tailbone then shoulders, hold, exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift up. Reach your fingertips towards your toes if you want more. and exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift, hold, squeeze, squish, exhale, lower down. Breathe in, lift tailbone, lift shoulders, hold, reach towards your toes, hold, hold, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your shoulders, hold. Reach towards your toes, gaze to your toes, hold. Exhale and lower. Breathe in, lift your tailbone, lift your shoulders, and hold. Keep reaching, reaching, squeezing and squishing. Keep reaching. And exhale, lower. Again, lift your tailbone, lift your shoulders, reach and squeeze and squish. Keep reaching, gaze to your toes. Let yourself quiver and shake and move. Stay with it. Breathe in, hold, keep holding, squeeze. And lower as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest and extend your arms overhead, extend your legs out, point your toes, get long in the front of your body. Bend back into your knees, bring your arms to your sides. Walk your heels in close to your body. And draw your arms in toward your sides. With your palms face down, walk your arms in so that you sort of feel your shoulder blades scoop up underneath your upper back, really kind of opening up the fronts of your shoulders. And then pressing down through your heels and through the backs of your arms. Start to lift your tailbone first into your bridge pose. So as the tailbone lifts, the back will start to lift. Feel free to shift from left to right, working your shoulders underneath your chest and maybe interlace your hands. Keep your gaze up towards the sky. Squeeze your knees in towards one another. One more breath. Release your hands to the sides as you start to roll down onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and open your knees to the side. You can bring one hand to your lower belly if you like. Close your eyes and just take a moment to let your body rest. And slowly bring your knees back through center. Hug them in towards your chest one more time. Again, maybe rock from side to side. Squeeze it all in. And one more time, come into your happy baby pose. Draw your knees down towards the floor. Unroll your tailbone towards the earth. And just let everything open. Let your shoulders anchor down. Let your head be heavy. And slowly release your left leg out long again. Crossing your right knee over to the left, taking that twist one more time. Open up here. Right arm extends. If you want more, feel free to come into a bind, reaching your left hand for the outside of your right foot. Press through your right heel away. And if you want more, reach your right hand down, bend into your left knee, and reach for that left big toe. Maybe coming into a bind, stretching the front of your left thigh. If this is too much, release it, let it go. Allow your shoulders to be heavy on both left and right sides. And slowly releasing the binds. Bring your right knee back through center, bring your left knee to meet. Back into your happy baby pose. Press your entire back body into the floor and then extend your right leg out long. Taking your left knee now all the way over to the right, find that twist. And as you do so, shimmy your hips towards the center of the mat to stack them. Maybe coming into the bind, reach your right hand for the outside of your left foot. Bend into your right knee if you want that quad stretch in the front of your right thigh. And reach for your right big toe. And even though we're slowing things down, remember to breathe in and out through your nose fully, either using your Ujjayi breath or just keeping a slow and steady breath. Slowly release, draw both knees back through center. Give yourself another squeeze here, draw it all in. Rock from side to side if you like. And then releasing your feet, the width of your mat, let your knees collapse in and cactus your arms. Take your knees in one direction, then the other. Just kind of allowing the sides of your body and your lower back to soften and open. And when you're ready, start to extend your legs out long. Arms can stay where they're at or reach them out to the sides, but take up as much space as you need. Scoot any props out of the way, anything that's blocking your path. And allow your body to just be heavy and still. Release control of your breath, so just come back to your natural breath as you find your Shavasana. Let this pose of stillness be a reminder to you to slow down and allow yourself time for rest. And very slowly begin to deepen your breath now. Pressing your heels away from the body. Wiggle your fingers. Taking your arms up overhead. As you breathe in, get really long. And as you breathe out, draw one knee at a time into your chest. Rocking yourself forward, come to a comfortable seat. Placing one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your heart. Keep your eyes closed and just take a moment to feel your heart beating. Take this time to say thank you to your heart for keeping you alive and breathing. And as you release, drawing your hands together at your heart center, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you know peace. Bow forward to close out your practice. Namaste.